Hi there, family. This is Next Level Leadership with me, Sakila Goodman. Just want to take this time and talk about the importance of keeping mistakes within perspective. Most of us, we make mistakes. Most of us, we have made mistakes also in the past, but it's important for us to have mistakes in their proper perspective, or have mistakes in their proper perspective. Because if you don't look at mistakes, or you don't keep mistakes in their perspective, you'll be a person who's always looking down on themselves, who's always beating themselves up, and who's always seeing themselves as a mistake. But we need to be in a place whereby mistakes are kept in perspective. So this is how you keep mistakes in perspective. The word mistake, when you break it down, this is what it stands for, and this is how you keep mistakes in perspective. The M there in mistake stands for messages that gives you feedback. So the M stands for messages that gives you feedback. So when you make a mistake, that is a message that gives you feedback. And anything that gives you feedback, it's either gonna be positive feedback or negative feedback. So you gotta put your mistakes in perspective by understanding that mistakes are just messages that gives you feedback, mostly about your life, about decisions that you make, about the choices that you make. The I in the mistake stands for interruptions that should cause us to reflect and think. So that I stands for interruption that should cause us to reflect and think. So there's so many things that we should reflect on, and there's so many things that we should think about. That is how we keep mistakes in perspective. The S stands for signposts that direct us to the right path. So in us making mistakes, there's also another side of mistakes that help us to get to the right path. To the right path. That's the S in the mistake. The T stands for tests that push us towards greater maturity. When you make mistakes, we are being pushed towards greater maturity, because the same mistake that you have committed, when you come to a place of maturity, you'll be able to learn from your mistakes, and you'll be able to know when you presented with the same issue that, no, I once made a mistake here. As a result of what happened, I'm not gonna repeat the same thing. So we are pushed, or we are taken to a place whereby we are matured. The A stands for awakenings that keeps us in the game mentally. Making mistakes, it brings us into a place whereby we are conscious, brings us into a place whereby we are enlightened, we are awakened, we are illuminated. So meaning we can't camp where we've made mistakes, because right now, because your eyes are open. When you make mistakes, your eyes are open. The K stands for keys that we can use to unlock the next door of opportunities. So mistakes gives us an ability to spot opportunities. It gives us an ability to unlock opportunities, and it gives us an ability to go for opportunities. When you know you've committed mistakes, you'll always see opportunities. You know which opportunities to go for. You know which opportunities not to go for. The E stands for explorations that let us journey where we've never been before. When we make mistakes, we even go to places that we've never been before, and as a result, we learn, because that is unfamiliar territory. The S stands for statements about our development and progress. So when we make mistakes, in a certain degree, there's a certain development and there's a certain progress that we achieve. The best thing you can do is to know that in as much as you've made a mistake, but you are not a mistake, the aim is to learn from your mistake, is to learn from other people's mistake, and fall forward.